What's up everybody, welcome to another episode of the greatest vlog in the world. My name is Jeff, your favorite tour guide in Madeira, and today we are kickstarting another one of our Portuguese North America videos, and we are in the beautiful country of Canada, and this is Montreal. We're very excited. We are about to discover some all the Portuguese-ness of Canada, and kickstarting right here in Montreal with a bordel or two behind us. So we're feeling right at home with one of Portugal's most favorite street artists. And yeah, from what we can see, it's quite a metropolitan city. So let's go ahead and check out a little bit of colorful Canada. Montreal is the second largest population of Portuguese in Canada, all right, according to ChatGPT. So,
don't say that.
Why can't I say that, man? I'm being honest. How am I supposed to know this stuff? I found it somewhere.
A guide.
A guide, yeah. I'm not a guide in Canada, okay? In Madeira is a different story. Anyway, we're slowly getting into it. We're out here in a place called Little Portugal, and it's basically like a little park. And I believe that the neighborhood around here is where there are lots of what they say multicultural businesses, restaurants, bars, cafes, that kind of thing. So really what we're going to do today is we're going to be looking around, trying some Portuguese stuff, and hopefully we can find something interesting for you guys to see already today. But we do have an expert joining us tomorrow, and for the next 10 days or so, we'll be exploring all of the Portuguese-ness of Canada. We're going to be exploring a little bit of Montreal and mostly Toronto and around the Toronto area. So I'm very excited to have somebody on board, a local, who's going to actually tell us some decent information so we don't have to rely purely on ChatGPT, which can be a mistake, as we've seen in the past. Don't do it, okay? Get a guide, right? I say we get a coffee, hey? Yes.
And maybe a pastel nata.
And maybe
we can find one.
A pastel nata, yeah. I mean, a croissant, a croissant. A croissant. Before we get back into our video, a quick word from today's sponsor, Prometheus International. If you're looking for a luxury home in Madeira that is not only beautifully designed with each small detail, but also highly functional, efficient and turnkey, look no further and contact Prometheus International today, the premier developer in Madeira Island. I found this cute little bakery called Padaria Portuguesa, and the pastel nata actually looks quite nice. And to accompany it, getting a Canadian strawberry milk. I got a thing for strawberry milk, and I haven't had too much of it lately, so today I'm definitely going to try it. And I think after this we're actually going to go and discover a little bit of Montreal that's not Portuguese, so sorry for that for you guys. So we're going to try this, and then we're going to skip forward a little bit, because it's not all just work on this trip, right? Huh? Authentic, 100%. Apparently you can't come to Montreal without having a Poutine, and I hope I'm saying that right. And apparently one of the best ones around is made by this Portuguese guy or gal, I'm not sure. The restaurant, yeah, so I'm not even going to try and pronounce it. But there's a line outside. We've been waiting for maybe about 15 minutes or so. There was a little bit of rain even, and even that didn't scare people away. So I'm excited, I'm excited. Whoa, this is a lot. Wow, that looks good. No one gives a shit about the salad.
Who cares about the salad?
Cheers guys, this looks amazing. I think we may have over ordered, but yeah, this is what is a poutine, which is apparently like a messy Canadian version of our picado. I guess. There's meat, there's chorizo, there's French fries, there's gravy and cheese. And I think that's the idea, is like they put the French fries on, they put the meat on top, gravy and cheese on top. I believe that's what it is, right?
Well, poutine in general, at face value, it's just the fries, the gravy, and the cheese curds.
Fries, gravy, and cheese curds.
But then you can add like your infusions of meats and stuff, but it's, it's like a Portuguese version, right?
Portuguese poutine. Yeah, this is good. Guys, bon appetit. So here they use cheese from Saint George. And we are drinking small ananas.
Ananas?
Maracujá. It's like, it's just, if it's not ananas, it's maracujá. It's, you know, that's all we're doing here. We've come to North America to drink small and eat chicken. After a good couple of hours, we've driven from Montreal to Toronto, and we need a coffee to kickstart. And I'm going to introduce you as well to Devin, who has been driving us around and who's going to show us around in the next part of the trip in Canada. Pretty excited. Looks like quite a cool city. We're in Hyde Park in Toronto, and this over here is the Portuguese monument that was built to honor and commemorate the Portuguese community. And we're actually out with Claudio today from the Madeira Club, which we're going to get to in another video. But he did explain a little bit to us, and after being here for a couple of days, I did find out that a lot of Portuguese arrived in Canada from the 1950s. And I just asked him, actually, I said, I've seen this date, 1953, in a couple of books. And apparently this is when Canada and Portugal actually decided to make some kind of an agreement together as two countries to allow for the Portuguese to come over for skilled workers. So this became kind of the date that made Canada a little bit more attractive to Portuguese, should we say, like we've seen in South Africa, for instance. When the Madeiras went to South Africa, it was attractive to go there because South Africans wanted Portuguese there, and this was the case here in Canada. So, André, what did you call this again? Padrão dos Descobrimentos. All right, this is a little bit of history, Portuguese history, that I'm not 100% clued on. Remember, I'm not a historian, but Andrea most certainly is, as you guys have seen in some of the videos. But yeah, apparently this is kind of like a replica of what they would put when the Portuguese found different territories and claimed different territories. So it's pretty cool to be out here in Hyde Park. And I believe Claudio's got a little bit of a plan for us, and then we're gonna have some dinner. And so we're getting a nice little kickstart into our Canadian adventure. Claudio, thanks, brother. Appreciate it. Second stop on Claudio's little tour today, which Devin actually showed us yesterday, but we just filmed and I think we were just so tired because we had just come in. But this is St. Mary's Church, and this is actually the first place in Toronto where they had Portuguese Mass, according to Claudio. So he thinks that maybe it's in Canada, but most probably in Toronto. And funny thing, you know, we just picked up like the church bulletin on the way inside, because yesterday the church was actually closed. And there are a lot of Portuguese names here in the sponsors. So it does show that the Portuguese are still heavily involved in the church, and that it's a good place to find the Portuguese community. What, mechanic dentista? Hey, would you go to a mechanic dentista?
I mean, maybe they use heavy duty tools.
This is my kind of dentist. Judging by the number, we know who it is, but by the face, we don't know, do we? You say they got the design from the bust. Must have been, eh, though. Well, it's been a long adventure, and we can't wait to actually kickstart the next couple of videos. We've been traveling for a while, but we're having a good time. And yeah, we're getting back to work. Tomorrow we're getting into some Portuguese clubs. We're going to be interviewing some Portuguese businesses. We've got the feast coming up at the end of the weekend. All right. And right now we are in a place called the Baixada, right? And we had some fantastic Portuguese food for the first time in a couple of weeks. I got some Sporão wine, so it really felt like I was back at home, that we were back at home. And thank you, Devin, for bringing us here. Thank you for putting all the plan together. You guys will meet Devin in the next video. Devin and Claudio and the whole Toronto crew, all right? So on that bombshell, I say ching ching to us, ching ching to all of us. Andrea, you'll have to just get the next one, right?
Exactly.
And how do we say it?
Let's hit the road.
Let's hit the road.
Yeah. What is that, Jeff?
Do you guys want to guess? We usually have it after a meal, after a heavy meal. We'll let
Digestivo, right?
a digestivo. We'll let the people guess.
Comment down below.
Yeah, just comment in the comment section.
Cheers.
Cheers.